Yo, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing good. Man, do I got something to share with y'all today, man. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Hoops? How's everybody doing, man? I hope everybody's doing good. What's up, Sydney, Australia, MC? Edgar, how y'all doing, man? Thank y'all for taking out the time to join me today. It's going to be worth your while. It's going to be worth your while, man. What's going on? Get the money. Yo, what's up, Kyle? Yeah, man. Hey, what's up, Detroit? All right. Sassy, I see you. Okay, Vibe. Yep. What's going on, man? I had somebody, I had somebody, and I don't know who they were. When you go through who like your posts and all of that, they was under priority likes. So I guess they had a lot of followers. And it was a female, black woman. She had been saying some crazy shit in my comments, but I had been lately I've been ignoring comments, just, letting people think what they want, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Wisdom? So, but what she said that, was like the final straw for me, I blocked her, was she said I had a cult following. A cult following. CULT. A cult following. I was like, so I asked her, like, what does that mean? A cult following. People, it's a cult because people want to learn new things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she said something, man. It was just some nonsense. And I was, I could tell she was, Christian-fied. You know what I'm saying? And so I just blocked the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all, man, like, we are in the last days. And this ain't got shit to do with no cult. This is paying attention to the signs, all right? One thing I pride myself about on my page is most, like 90% of my posts, 90% are me reposting what somebody else saying and adding my commentary to it, whether it's in support or to negate what the post is saying. That's all I do. All right. And that's why I like, for Instagram to give me copyright infringement violations. You just looking for something to try to shut my page down again because, we get into that point where they shut it down before at 80,000 followers. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again before I reach 100. They don't want people to follow me. I am red flag. Not just on Instagram. I'm red flagged on social media, period. That's TikTok. That's unless it's one of these, like, I haven't really tried Rumble too hard, but when I was on and I still got some stuff over there, but when I was on Telegram, I started noticing after a while, even they started shadow banning shit, and people was like, man, I'm not even seeing your stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? It's collusion going on behind closed doors, people. Always, all the time. Don't ever forget that. Collusion. You be stupid. You be stupid not to think that collusion happens. All right? Why wouldn't big pharma companies go get with major companies like that produce agriculture, like Tyson Foods and places like this? Why wouldn't Big Pharma go to them and say, we got some stuff. We're gonna pay you to put some stuff in your meats or foods and stuff because it's going to lead to this, and we're going to, why wouldn't they do that? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't do y'all even know who? I'm about to put a cold-blooded question to y'all, especially if you a voter, especially if you are a voter and think your vote matters in these elections, especially if you identify as a Democrat or a Republican. I'm about to ask you a cold-blooded question that I know you can't answer. Who the fuck is in control of the Republican party? And who controls the Democratic Party? Who? Don't you think, look, if you're voting for a president, don't you think you need, if you call yourself a Republican, do you know who's in control of your party? And why don't you have a say-so in who is in control of your party? You see what I'm saying? So, all these motherfuckers running around here saying, I'm Democrat, I'm Republican. No, you a sheep. You don't even know, here once again, you don't even know who's running your shit. Who establishes what your party even stands for? Who establishes it? This is what I be talking about. We don't know how to think. You see what I'm saying? We don't know how to think. You was never taught how to think in school. They did not teach you that. They taught you how to follow suit. That's what they taught you. They taught you how to follow suit. They did not teach you how to think. I'm trying to teach you how to think. And they don't want that. They don't want you to be able to think. They don't want you they don't want me to pass these skills on to you. Because if all of y'all start learning the skills I'm trying to give you, like in the Soul Trap session and the Knowledge College app and the conferences and my book, if you soak these skills in and you start saying and you start thinking every time something happens, and that shit started to spread, they don't want that. They want a nation of workers. And workers do what? Follow orders. That's what workers do. You go to school for 4 years to do what? Not to think. To get you a position to do what? Follow somebody's orders. See, the people that, like, you look at, we'll use him as an example, but you look at Zuckerberg, who dropped out of college. You see what I'm saying? He didn't go to college to learn how to think. And most people, I went to college, so I don't want to say that college is not good. It is to a degree, to an extent. It's going to introduce you to formal education, but it's called formal for a reason. But it's up to you, the individual, to take the skills that they're teaching you and flip it on them and become a thinker. You see what I'm saying? And become a thinker. All right? But you got to you got to wake up. Now, this conference is going to be huge as far as knowledge. All right? This is going to be huge as far as knowledge. And the reason it's going to be huge as far as knowledge is because I've just recently learned a whole lot more about Jesus. We had the first Jesus conference. That was the first conference we had this year, the Jesus conference. Since that time, I have learned and rediscovered and reconnected dots on Jesus, on what's about to take place here. All right? It's not a coincidence. First of all, there's in Vatican Hall. How many people are familiar with Vatican Hall? You know what Vatican Hall is? All right. Did you know Vatican Hall is in the shape of a serpent? Yes. Vatican Hall is in the shape of a serpent. Okay? Did you know that, and this Vatican Hall, this is a new Vatican Hall that they made, all right? That they started building in the late 1900s. They built it this way, in the shape of a serpent. Okay, so we know it's in the shape of a serpent, all right? There's only one piece of art in Vatican Hall. Just one. One piece of art. Do you know what that piece of art is? All right. It is a sculpture of Jesus Christ coming out of a nuclear blast. All right. That is the only piece of art inside Vatican Hall. There's no Virgin Mary pictures or sculptures. There's no other Jesus pictures or sculptures. No angels, no nothing. Jesus is coming out of a nuclear blast. That's the only piece of art inside of Vatican Hall. Now, I posted that many times because it always fascinated me. And I know that the return of Jesus has something to do with a nuclear blast. All right? I've always known that. But it wasn't until I watched this show called Preacher on Netflix that because they talking about the same thing, that it finally made sense. It finally made sense. All right? And it's close. It is close. All right? Now, New York City, a couple years ago or a year ago, you was warned by your own local New York City government to prepare for a nuclear explosion. They ran commercials on TV, all of that. All right? And it was so out of context, all right? Because when they did it, we didn't have this conflict with China and Russia like we got going right now. This is the crazy part. This is why I was so out of context. All right? But I posted it a couple times. And I told y'all, they don't do shit for no reason. Even though you may not understand it, they don't do shit for no reason. All right? And so, as you see, what I do when I see stuff that I don't understand, I just file it in the back of my head and I wait until I find something to connect the dots, because if you keep looking, you're going to find stuff. All right? So this is first of all, let me tell you, this is and will be the way that your boy Jesus come back. All right? That will be the way. He's not coming back like what you think. All right? Now, in the show, which I'm at the conference, if you ain't got your tickets for the conference that's coming up in 2 weeks, get your tickets, man. It's limited seating. I can't have a lot of people because we do Q&A. All right? Q&A is after I do my presentation, I open up the mic, and then you get to talk and you get to either give some input, ask questions, whatever it is you want to do. That's fine. I'll answer all questions pertaining to whatever it is you want. All right. But that's how the conferences work. It's a real live conference. It's an online conference. All right. But anyway, where was I at? Anyway, this is the way Jesus is going to come back. So in the show, which they put in the truth, this is how you know when they be putting the truth in your face. Because in the show, they talking about this shit. And then they say something like, but that's crazy, right? Or something like that. They, dismiss it. But when I was watching the show, I was like, oh my God. The first thing that popped in my head is the piece of art in, Vatican Hall. All right. So I started doing a little bit more research. So, I forget the guy's name. So we got this guy, and I post a lot of his stuff. This older white guy, I forget his name. But anyway, there's a post that I was gonna post of him telling you that Jesus' name is actually Lucifer. But Jesus is actually Lucifer. All right. So Lucifer and Satan are not the same thing. You see what I'm saying? They are not. Don't confuse the two. All right. Satan does evil, bad stuff. Lucifer is the morning star, or, that's what his name means, the morning star. So in Revelations, and so this guy was, quoting all this stuff, and I forget his name, man. But anyway, so me, I'm going to go look it up, right? So in Revelation, we do have, I got my Bible right here, because I've been looking this all, I've been on this all morning. So in Revelations chapter 22, verse 16, I'm reading verbatim. All right. It is I, Jesus, who sent my angel to you with this testimony for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David, the bright morning star. All right. Now, there is a footnote by the word morning star. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to my thing because I got it right here. So there's a footnote by come on, what the fuck is going on? All right, here we go. So in 28, it says the morning star is Christ himself. Okay? The morning star is Christ himself. Now, look at this. Now, hold on. Morning star is Christ himself. Morning star is Christ himself. Okay. Now, when you Google the word Lucifer, all right, and all you got to do is say, what does Lucifer mean? It's going to come up from dictionary.com. Lucifer means bearer of light, all right, or morning star. Jordan Maxwell. Thanks, Brayden. Jordan Maxwell is the person I'm talking about, all right? So, morning star, Lucifer means bearer of light or morning star. Okay? When you Google it. I swear to God, I don't know what's going on right now. All right. Okay. Now, Jesus says he is the morning star. Do you understand? This is what I'll be talking about when I be saying that you have to do the research on the words and stuff like this. All right. Now, I'm about to bust y'all head with this one, right? And we're going to talk more about this. I have my, diagrams and stuff at the conference to show you all of this stuff, right? Now, where in the Bible is Lucifer mentioned? The name Lucifer. Where in the Bible is the name Lucifer mentioned? The second epistle of Peter. Remember, epistle means what? Letter. Second letter of Peter. 2 Peter 1:19. In the Latin, the word Lucifer appears in the second epistle of Peter. In the Latin Vulgate to refer to Jesus. All right? The word Lucifer is also used in the Latin version of exalted, the Easter proclamation. Once again, referring to Jesus. All right? So Jesus in the Bible is not just referred to Jesus as Jesus. They also refer to Jesus as Lucifer. But in most of the text, they're not going to say the word. What they do here in Peter, and they do, but they don't in Revelation. They use what the word means, which is morning star. All right. Now, that's not all. All right. So if you Google where in the Bible is Lucifer mentioned, it's mentioned a couple times. Isaiah 14, 4 through 17. The passage mentions the son of the morning. You see how they use the wordplay? This is the same thing that the Bible did when trying to avoid putting the Prophet Muhammad's name in the Bible. They called him I forget the name. They, instead of saying Muhammad, they said Song of Song of something. I forget what it was. All right. But that's how they changed it. But when you went back to the original Hebrew, the actual Hebrew word, it said Muhammad. It didn't say song of whatever. You see what I'm saying? This is why I be telling y'all that these conferences that they have, Nicene Council and all of these councils that you ain't never heard of, where Emperor Constantine and all these older rich kings and all these rulers and all these people get together behind closed doors and do what? It's called collusion, which I was just talking to you about earlier in the broadcast, right? This is what they do. They get behind closed doors and they collude to keep the real truth from you. All right. So you got Lucifer mentioned in Isaiah. All right. The passage means the son of the morning who fell from heaven and was cast down to earth. Now, you don't think that Jesus fell from heaven and was cast down to earth, do you? That's something you don't know. They told you Jesus, for God so loved the world that he gave his only forgotten son, so you think that Yahweh sent Jesus. That's what you think. But you got these Bible verses, because Jesus is also the morning star. Jesus is Lucifer. You got these Bible verses that's telling you something else. Now, which side can we corroborate? Can we corroborate your Christian theology side that's telling you Yahweh sent Jesus? No, because that's the only place you can find that is in Christianity that Yahweh or God sent Jesus to help you. You see what I'm saying? But what other texts say no, that's not true? The Gnostic text, the Sumerian text. These other texts say, Yahweh didn't send Jesus for you. All right? And because it is the church and the church alone, and every time I say church, people, when I make that generalization, I'm including, yes, your churches on your street corners, but them just satellites, and it's ran by idiots, all right, who don't know nothing. When I say the church, I'm talking about the Central Church, Vatican, all right, where these idiots in your neighborhood, they don't even know that what they doing originates from the Vatican, all right, and I'll show you how. Any church. You ever wonder how these churches get so much money to build these big elaborate churches? You ever wonder that? It's because they can go get a loan. All right. You ain't got to even have good credit. You can go get a loan. If you're a preacher, if you are an ordained preacher or pastor in the Christian theology, you can go to any bank and they will loan you some money to build a church with one stipulation. You cannot alter from this. And if you do, they're going to pull the loan. All right? Did you know that? You cannot alter from this. If you do, they're going to pull the loan. So all these motherfucking little churches in your neighborhood or whatever, all right? They know this. And that's why they think about this for a second. Are they not all the same? I don't live in multiple cities across the United States. I done visited tens of cities. They are all the same. You can walk on any given Sunday, you can walk into any church in the United States and they all gonna be saying the same goddamn thing. And they all gonna practice one thing too. And that is, none of them will promote you reading the Bible from front to back. And the biggest thing of all is, I don't give a fuck what church you walk into on a Sunday. They all gonna be preaching out of that damn New Testament. Because the Old Testament is too, they don't want you to dig back there. So they only pick and choose minute stuff. They're not going to make it a whole lesson, because if you just got an ounce of sense and say, okay, well, my pastor picked out a verse from Deuteronomy, let me read the whole book of Deuteronomy. You see what I'm saying? Because if you read the whole book of Deuteronomy, which is the laws given by Yahweh, oh, you're going to know it's a problem. It's a problem. Why does God say this and then Jesus come back and say something totally different? If God sent Jesus. If God sent Jesus, why would Jesus have a different message than what God gave you in the Old Testament? Do that make sense? Huh? Because that's confusing. So now the people don't know who to believe. Do I believe Jesus or do I believe God? Which one is greater and who should I believe? You should believe God over Jesus every single day. Why would you believe the messenger over the person that sent the message? Huh? If when you was hired, they told you was going to be, a carpenter, all right? And then your supervisor come and tell you, well, we're going to make you a janitor. Are you just going to go with that? Or are you going to say, wait a minute, the boss told me I was going to be a carpenter. Why would I? You see what I'm saying? Yet this is what's going on in society. This is what's going on in society. People are believing the messenger and saying, fuck the one who sent the message. Do that make sense? Do that make any type of sense whatsoever? Let's get back to it. All right. So in Revelations chapter 22, verse 16, Jesus himself, if we can believe this, Jesus himself out of his own mouth is telling you that he is the morning star. All right. The word morning star means Lucifer. Lucifer means morning star. Lucifer and Satan are not identical. All right. That's Christianity fucking that shit up to confuse you on purpose. You see what I'm saying? See, if you get confused, then what do most people do when they get confused and don't know what to do? I'm not like most people. I research. But the majority of people, and don't get me wrong, y'all, I have my fuck it days too. Because that's what we do, right? Shit get too confused and we like, man, fuck this shit. That's one of my famous lines. Fuck it. All right. And then I'll go like, man, I need an alcoholic beverage, to bring my vibration down. Because right now, that motherfucker is bumping. You see what I'm saying? So I get it. I understand. But Satan and Lucifer is not the same. All right. Now, let me crack your head, because I'm always looking for corroboration. You're not doing real research unless you can corroborate stuff. I do not bring ideas to y'all unless I can corroborate it. And see, while there may be new people to my page and all of this shit, the people that's been here for a while know. That's why they trust my word, because they know, well, Raw Report, he gonna go look at that shit 2, 3, 4 times before he even bring it out, before he even say it. That's why people trust my word. That's why there's no fucking bad reviews for the Soul Trap session and this type of stuff that I offer y'all for money, because I'm making sure this shit is correct. My name stand on it. And that's how I was raised, that a man's word is his bond. And my word is bond. I can't please everybody, but my word is bond and I try to hold to it. So, having said that, just because Jordan Maxwell said Jesus is Lucifer, I'm not telling you that. I had to go back and research what Jordan Maxwell said, and I'm telling you, he's correct. All right? He's correct. Jesus is also Lucifer, the morning star, which Lucifer also meant Venus. All right? But let's get into what the original Hebrew word of Lucifer is. The original Hebrew word of Lucifer, and you can just Google this like I did. The original word is Hallel. Hellel. H-E-L-E-L. Hillel. All right. I even looked up how to pronounce it. Okay. So the original word is Hillel for Lucifer. And guess what that word means? All right. Straight translation from Hebrew to English. Shining one. Shining one. Now, is there anybody here in this live right now that can tell me where you heard that term from if you've been following me for the past couple of years? The community of knowledge. Community of knowledge is the live broadcast I used to hold every Sunday, which I'm going to bring back. It's going to be in the Knowledge College app. All right. I'm doing that right now. Like right now I'm uploading. We got 100 2-hour episodes that's going into the Knowledge College. So that's, you see how I'm going live with you right now? It's going to be over, let me see, 100 episodes. That's 2 hours. What's that, over 200 hours? 200 hours of lives going into the Knowledge College app. It's on the premium side. Now, I done lowered the price of the Knowledge College app for you. It's $9.99 now. So you can't say it's not worth it. All right. And this week I'm going to start back, because we're reading the book of Enoch. We're reading the Talmud of Emmanuel in there. We're reading the Bible. I'm going to get back on my readings, man. I'm trying to get back on my square and be focused, man. All right. Because this app is going to be real important, because the next, whether it's going to be a pandemic or whatever type of thing they got planned for us, they will censor social media, just like they did, when these vaccines came out, so you don't get proper information. It's so important for you to download the Knowledge College app and sign up for the free social media side where we can share information for free. That's why I'm going to keep the social media part in the app free. That's, social media is the new news. You know what I'm saying? You will learn about what's going on. And like if a bomb was being dropped, we would hear about it on social media before it would ever come across the news. All right. So you got to support a open and free freedom of speech platform like Knowledge College app, social media side, because we're going to need that. Had we had that during the pandemic, a lot of you wouldn't have took that shot, because I would have been able to tell you what was really in there. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important that you download the Knowledge College app and sign up for the free social media side. You can post whatever you want. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm just don't violate no Android, and you can't violate Google and Apple's you can't, like, porn and all that shit. Don't download. This is a Knowledge College app, so don't upload no shit like that. I have to block you. But anything else, I don't give a fuck. Racist shit, I don't give a fuck. All right, everybody is freedom of speech. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. You may hear it from the rest of the people, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We got to have something that's totally freedom of speech, because some bullshit is on the horizon. Please listen when I tell you, all right? Some bullshit is on the horizon. Anytime it's been quiet for a while, look, it's been a lot of flooding. Ain't been no huge major storms, but it's been a lot of independent flooding all over the world. Even here in the United States, there's been a lot of independent flooding. It ain't really made a lot of headlines and noise. So outside of that, the last big thing that happened was the solar eclipse. So you got to understand something is coming. It's too quiet. Put it to you like that. It's too quiet, and something is about to happen. Okay? But here go the biggest thing I want you to realize is that these are the final days. All right? Now, let me get back to this, because I like to prove shit as we go. All right. So, Hillel, the Lucifer means Hillel. All right. H-E-L-E-L is the original Hebrew word. That means shining one. All right. In the community of knowledge, and I done went over this a couple of times, they talk about the shining ones. Elohim. The word Elohim is plural. And what the word Elohim means is the shining ones, plural. Lucifer means shining one, singular. I've been telling y'all, Jesus is an Anunnaki. All right. Now, in Revelations, look how I'm gonna band this shit together for you. So in Revelations, chapter 22, verse 16, where Jesus tells you that he is Lucifer. I'll read it again because it's important you hear it. It is I, Jesus, who sent my angel to you with this testimony for the churches. All right, to explain that to you, this revelation, Jesus is saying that he sent an angel. What is an angel, people? Don't think Jesus got some magical powers. I mean, he do, but don't think he's like God or something where he's saying I sent an angel. What's angel? The word angel means messenger. That's it. So when you see angel, whenever you read something that say angel, always substitute angel for what it really means, and that's messenger, because it changes the context of what you read and puts it in a better perspective. So listen, it is I, Jesus, who sent my angel. No, you sent a messenger. So let's say it again. It is I, Jesus, who sent my messenger to you with this testimony for the churches. Now you see how you see the church put in all this mystical bullshit to keep you confused and to keep you subservient. Because when you hear shit like angels and demons and all of it, then you be thinking it's just on a level that you can't comprehend and that it's not your level. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they want you to think. It's the same. Look, I'm going to show you the trickery of the shit. You want to know why there's something called legal jargon or legal jargon? So lawyers can talk fancy, all right? So you can't understand. So you got to do what? Pay them to listen and talk for you in this legal jargon. When, if you think about it, who the fuck came up with legal jargon in the first goddamn place? We all men. Why they can't talk regular? Because it's bullshit. That's why. The same thing in the medical field. You got to go to school to learn all these medical terms. That when you sitting up there talking to your doctor and he get to start saying, the fibula, doc, can you put it in layman's term? Well, you broke your arm. Okay, well, nigga, why we just can't say arm? Why is we going to medical school to learn that an arm and I know I'm getting it wrong, but an arm is a fibula or whatever. Why? Because it's bullshit. So when you read your Bible and they got all these other terms, why are you calling him an angel if he's just a messenger? Why you just can't say messenger? Because of why? Because it's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They want you to have what you call a intermediary between you and somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So you can't talk to the judge directly. I got to hire a lawyer. You see what I'm saying? You can't talk to God directly. I got to have a Jesus. Why? Because it's all bullshit. All right? So, it is I, Jesus, who sent my messenger to you with this testimony for the churches. So, Jesus sent a messenger. All right? And it says this, I am the root now, and the descendant of David. He's telling you, I am the root and the descendant of David. Did you know this? I've told you to read the Talmud of Emmanuel. It's a very short read. I'm reading it for you in the Knowledge College app and explaining it just like how I'm explaining this now, explaining it to you as we go. Jesus is not the Son of God. How can the Son of God be a descendant of David? That's telling you what? Anytime you hear somebody tell you they're a descendant, what is that telling you? Bloodlines. Bloodlines, bloodlines, bloodlines. God don't got no bloodline. You would think Jesus, if he came from God, then he would have whose bloodline? Yahweh's. Not a mortal, not a human bloodline. How could Jesus have a human bloodline? So all those times, you done heard your preacher hear that Jesus said, I am the Son of Man. Not the Son of God. I am the Son of Man. Jesus tells you what? He is the Son of Man. Man. Now here in Revelation 22:16, what does he tell you? It is I, Jesus, who sent my messenger to you with this testimony for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David. Jesus comes from a human bloodline. Now, is this the only place you hear Jesus tell you to come from a human bloodline? Nope. I told you. What do? I research. That's what I do. And in the Talmud of Emmanuel, and in the Talmud, they don't want you to know this shit. All right? They don't want you to know none of this. And the reason they don't want you to fuck with that Talmud of Emmanuel. But I'm telling you, read the Talmud of Emmanuel. It is only 150 pages. You are not going to believe what you read that Jesus is telling you. You're not going to believe it. All right? You want to know the root of where all these ancient aliens and shit come from? Jesus is telling you in the Talmud of Emmanuel where it all come from. All right? And he start with these Jews. And I done told y'all this. I heard about this on Spirit Science like, 25, 30 years ago. Well, I knew about 25, 30 years, but I seen it on Spirit Science about 10, 15 years ago. All right. Spirit Science been up for a while, about 12 years. All right. But Spirit Science didn't put a name on it. They never said it was the Jews. They just told the story, which I had already heard previously was the Jews. Then when I discovered this text just a couple of years ago, there was my corroboration. The children of Israel people, look, let me break it down to you. What year was it when Yahweh made the covenant with the Jews, the children of Israel? Stop thinking you black people, my black people, please stop thinking you the Jews. This ain't got shit to do with you. All right? What year was it when Yahweh made the covenant with the children of Israel? Now, see, this is what you don't learn in church. I'm about to show you. And look, if Yahweh is the creator of all, you got to ask yourself one major question. Why did he pick specifically the children of Israel to get a covenant with? When at the time when he did this, all you got to do is read the Bible. It'll tell you what time it was. When the time that he did this, who else was in the world? The Egyptians, because the children of Israel were captive there, right? But who else? The Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Philistines, the Chaldeans, and the list goes on. The world was populated. Okay? So why would Yahweh choose the so-called children of Israel who was being held captive in ancient Egypt at the time? Why would he choose them? What made them so special? Nothing. Nothing made them special. They were not black people. Understand something. My black brothers and sisters, they was not black. The Egyptians was black. That was holding them. Now, granted, the Egyptians were being ruled by aliens with elongated skulls. Some of them were blue people. Some of them were green, as you see written in the hieroglyphics in ancient Egypt. So they were being ruled by aliens. The black people of ancient Egypt was being ruled by aliens. Some of them looked black, but they all had big heads. They made a movie for this to make fun of you. It's called Coneheads with Bill Murray in them or Dan Aykroyd, whoever. Coneheads, all right? So they was being ruled by aliens, but the black people was being ruled. Then here comes Yahweh. Now where's that? Now if we go with the alien thing, Yahweh is an alien. He don't have no people. Yahweh don't have no people. But he wants to get in the game. And what's the game? The game is the rest of the Elohim, let us make man in our own image. They got people. See, the Anunnaki is the Elohim. And the Anunnaki were different races. So the Asian Anunnaki, let us make man in our own image. So you had an Asian looking Anunnaki motherfucker that decided to make the Asian. And what did he have going in his favor? China. What's China? The serpent, the dragons. So he had a people over there. The first dynasty. Then the Indians. I'm not talking about the Native Americans, lying motherfuckers. They ain't the Native Americans here. Black people is. But I ain't talking about the Indians with the Maharabata. They had people over there. And what color was they? Blue. Blue. If you think it's a coincidence that the Indians over in India with Shiva and whatever the motherfuckers' names is, they deities is blue. But you got a blue motherfucker on the wall in ancient Egypt. See, all of these deities, when they said let us make man in our own image, it's like it was a team of us. Black, white, we all Anunnaki. Black, white, Asian, whatever. And they said, okay then, I'm going to make my crew that look like me. You make your crew that look like you. This is why at first, when I first read the Sumerian text, they never said they race. So when you got the Soul Trap session, I told you that I believe the Anunnaki is a white race of people because Enki was the only one that said something about race. And he said when Enki was fucking the human women and he fucked up and got one pregnant and the baby came out not looking like the father. But the father, the woman and the woman he fucked and the baby's father, they was all out of what's called Enkidu. I mean Eridu. Eridu was in South Africa. So they was all his people, all Enki's people was black. You see what I'm saying? All his people was black. So when he said the baby didn't come out looking like the black people, what other color is there? White. But now, and thank God I don't never stop researching because learning is a lifelong process. So now I understood that they was all different races and they all went to different areas and they all made their own people look like them. You see what I'm saying? So these wars that we having is them really, they not even, it's just them. I call it a game. You see what I'm saying? I call it a game. They having a game. This is just a game. They playing chess against each other. Or little green men with, the little army men. Because you got to understand another thing too. They're giants. Literally. They're literally giants. They made us in their image like a model car size. All right? This is why you see. So look, remember the Nephilim giants, right? Who were the Nephilim giants? Do you know? The Nephilim giants was with them. So if the Nephilim was giants, they're giants too. So when you see these so-called mud fossils of mountains that actually look like people, alligators as big as fucking, mountains and shit, you need to understand what the fuck you're dealing with. Because the elite do. Why do you think they building bunkers? They know what's coming. It's on the horizon, people. Look, the flood didn't happen because of sin in the world. Get that out your head. The flood happens anytime we reach this point where people like me start figuring this shit out and sharing it with people like you. Who you think I pray to? You think I'm praying to Yahweh? You think I'm praying to a dude that told me he was a jealous God? You think I'm praying to a dude that told Joshua to go and kill babies? You think that dude is going to answer any prayer or plea that I got? And why would I bow down to this motherfucker and give him power over me to judge me? Are you going to be a fair judge? You kill babies. I've been in the joint. Baby killers catch hell. Why would I pray to one? The fuck? And then, if you subscribe to the point that he's in control, I would have to say he don't like babies. Because the babies in Africa is starving to death and been starving to death for decades, if not centuries. And only because they wanted to rain. They're not even asking for a handout down there. They just wanted to rain so they can plant their crops and go back to taking care of themselves the way any people would want to do. That's the thing, Forever Beautiful. Don't pray to nobody. I wrote you a book called Awakening the God Within. You are God. Even Jesus tells you this in the Talmud of Emmanuel. Pray to yourself. You are God. When you start understanding that you are God, now you understand why I keep telling you, you better get the Soul Trap session. Because you and only you are responsible for whatever happens to you when you die. Do you understand that? And if you go into that light, that's just like when you download an app on your phone. Before you can open that app, what it say? Do you agree to these terms and conditions? And many of us do what? Just hit the check because we want to get in. Well, let me explain something to you. When you die and you see that light and they bring whoever it is, they're going to bring Jesus, God, your dead granny, your dead son, daughter. Some people say they even seen their dead dog. If you follow that person into the light, or if you follow that entity into the light, you basically clicked, I agree and I accept these terms. So what does that mean, Raw? That means when they get you in there, now Judgment Day becomes real. Now heaven and hell becomes real. But it's only real for you. Because I got the knowledge of the Soul Trap session. So when I die and they come with that bullshit, man, miss me with that shit. And I'm gone. Because I know what to do. And I do not agree to your terms and conditions. And I'm not going into no motherfucking portals. I'm not going into no gateways. Because what y'all fail to understand, what I try to get you to understand for you people who think all you got to do is go into the darkness. This is a prison planet ran by motherfuckers that want to keep you here. So if you think escaping is just as simple as turning around, going the opposite way, what would you do if you were the prison guard and a prisoner's trying to escape and you telling him to come on, but he like, no, and he go the other way? What would you do? You just gonna sit there and let him go? Then what you gonna go back and tell your superiors? So you're not about to sit and let nobody go or do any goddamn thing. You're going to go after them. But see, they got special abilities, people, because you on a special realm where these beings got ancient knowledge and you barely got any. You barely got any. This is why I often post updates to the Soul Trap session, because I have kept and continuously kept researching since I brought it out or made it public, 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Because do you think they gonna stop researching? Do you think they stop updating? Do you think they stop updating their shit? Every time you get smarter, they get smarter. But they are the smartest. You see what I'm saying? Y'all have to think outside the box, people, because you are dealing with beings that got mad knowledge. Mad knowledge. And this is why I be telling y'all the Soul Trap session is the most important thing in your life. Look, you don't believe so? Let's go to the Talmud of Emmanuel. I'll make it real easy for you. Page 86 if you downloaded it. Jesus talks about rebirth, reincarnation. Now, if you don't know what the Talmud of Emmanuel is, let me give you a little background. The Talmud of Emmanuel, and Emmanuel is spelled with a J. They often call it the Book of Matthew. I don't know why they call it the Book of Matthew. It's probably because they don't want you to know the truth. This is the book of Jesus Christ. That's what it should be named. All right. The Talmud of Emmanuel is a book of Jesus Christ, and it's scribed by Judas Iscariot. All right. Judas Iscariot. Now, we don't do that over here, homie. Look, and let me, so this dude was asking anybody want to share the Soul Trap session with him. All right, look, right now the Soul Trap session has been, I've offered people discounts, all right? I got a promo code. If you need a promo code to get a few dollars off, you can do that. But, people try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Get the hookup, let's just say, all right? And undercut the process. That, to me, that's not fair to the people that done pay. There's some people that done paid $300. The highest the Soul Trap has ever been is $325, and some people paid that. All right, right now it's $225, but some people pay that All right, I take offense to somebody trying to get the hookup because you don't want to pay the fare, but you want to go smoke, drink, fuck, suck, spend your money on bitches, whatever the fuck it is you think you do. All right, that's your business. You see what I'm saying? But I take offense to people that try to undercut or even sell the shit outright. So there's been parameters put in place for the Soul Trap that only those people that bought it can even see it. So if you buy it, what we call bootleg style, you just gave a nigga whatever the fuck you want, but I promise you won't be able to view it. Right? You will not be able to see it. So I'm just trying to keep it fair. But also one of the things I'm also trying to keep it for those that really want it. If you ain't paid for it, then you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's thousands of you like that watch me all the time. You see what I'm saying? So do you. I don't give a shit. I understand that, look, you got a lot going on in the world, people. It's 8 billion people here. And I keep telling you, the world's population reached 1 billion for the very first time in 1804. Google that. So if it took thousands of years since the time of the flood till 1804 to reach 1 billion people, how the fuck in 220 years later, today in 2024, we got 8 billion people? That should let you know something. Not everybody here is human. You got people like Kamala Harris who cannot, I repeat, who cannot trace her lineage back 4 generations. All right? And Raw Report, they must got us on the hour. I'm going to bring y'all back because they on the bullshit. That's why I don't fuck with Instagram subscriptions, because they on some bullshit. But I'm going to bring y'all right back because we're going to talk about what Jesus is talking about reincarnation here in the Talmud of Emmanuel. You're gonna want to listen to it.